The market cap is the price of Bitcoin multiplied by the circulating supply, giving you an overall idea of if every single Bitcoin was sold right now at the current price, what would the market be worth? 244 billion. It wasn't very long ago where the market cap was actually a lot more, like 60 billion. Where was it at the low? We had a market cap of 61 billion. In other news, Bitcoin dominance, 63%. Those of you who've been around since the end of 2017, early 2018 will remember that I was telling you I was expecting the Bitcoin dominance to rise up to 60%. I was calling for it back in 2018. I was horribly wrong on my timing, but it's the thought that counts at the end of the day. We have finally hit a Bitcoin dominance of 63%. And of course, the altcoins are starting to have a bit of a recovery, but it's after getting absolutely slaughtered. You know, one of the coins I want to take a look at in particular is Binance Coin, showing you that it has absolutely plummeted. Binance Coin is one of the strongest coins that have been around in cryptocurrency in terms of altcoins all throughout the absolutely disgusting bear market of 2018, has just been setting higher highs and higher lows. It's been an absolutely crazy parabolic trend, but what's happened in the recent times, courtesy of Donald here, I saw this on his Twitter page, is that Binance Coin has dropped below one of its most crucial support lines, this turquoise line here, absolutely plummeting. I mean, since dropping below this support level, it's gone down a further 22%. Meanwhile, Bitcoin has risen by 20%. I am very, very hyped up. I'm going to be breaking down for you a little bit of what's been happening in the past and where we could be expecting ourselves to go in the near future. We had a market cap starting, or rather ending yesterday, around $202 billion, now up to $240 billion. And by the way, just for reference, Tesla trading at $218. You guys will remember I've been in a beautiful long in this. Of course, VIPs were notified and also told why I was entering that position. Market cap of Tesla, $38 billion. Bitcoin has lapped Tesla overnight. The reason I'm telling you all of this with my hyped tone is that we haven't seen this for a very long time. We haven't seen a 20% up day in Bitcoin within some sort of an uptrend. We haven't seen something like this for a very long time. In fact, the last time we saw this was pretty much you know, the last time we've seen anything crazy like this. Honestly, ending a bear market like this, I'm still shocked. I still don't even know what to make of it. I'll tell you what, it is very confusing, but if we take ourselves off the logarithmic chart, we can start to make a little bit of sense of what's going on. And in particular, what I want to do is show you where the next stops can be, because as you guys will know, we have succeeded and moved past every single resistance point on this chart that I drew for you guys when we were back at the $5,000 range. I told you that our fourth area of resistance, if we break 10,000, may be at 11,600, exactly where we found our resistance. That was the peak of our first rally when we had our capitulation from 20 down to $6,000. This is all irrelevant. We have breached all of those resistance areas. The only line I'm going to be keeping there for you guys is the peak of the first rally, which is what I've been telling you since we basically, well, about halfway through, about June, July 2018, since we're about halfway through the 6K range, I was telling you that if we can rise above the $12,000 range again, and only if we can rise above the $12,000 range again, we can expect new all-time highs, in my opinion. We have done that, and of course, since then, it's literally just been one day, and we have rocketed upwards. It's absolutely no surprise. We opened this candle at $11,760, and we're now closing $2,000 higher. It is pretty damn unbelievable. Where does the resistance lie? Well, it's actually right around here, and it gets a little bit messy. This is where I want to be showing you guys the VPVR. First of all, to visualize how, yeah, we've broken all of these resistance levels. I mean, when we broke 12,000, it was an easy ride up to 13,000. You guys remember in my last video, very simply, very easily, I was breaking down for you guys this beautiful bull flag. It looks like nothing now. It looks like it hardly even existed because we've rocketed so much higher. I was breaking this down for you guys, telling you that we had basically the same kind of formation that we've been having in Bitcoin over and over and over. Sorry, it wasn't even that one. It was this one here, the smaller one here. And so this ended up giving us a beautiful breakout, a shitload of money made on that move. This this is one of the messages I got absolutely crazy. A member here who made 666% profit. I actually told VIP members that I was entering a long position around $9,500, and this person ended up taking this long position on, and didn't close it 660% profit when we were up around 12,000. So I don't know if he closed it now, but if he hasn't closed it, it's going to be like 800% profit now, which is fucking insane. Absolutely unbelievable. You've seen it. You've seen the proof in gold. You've seen the chart playing out. You've seen me showing you my take profit orders. This one really blew my mind though, because this person has only been a VIP member for something like 3 weeks now. I think it's actually, no, it's just about to be his first month in VIP, which is absolutely insane considering this gain. And a little bit later, what he actually told me, going back to this post, is that he went from 1 Bitcoin up to 8 Bitcoins, and 8 Bitcoins at the time of calculating it then, obviously peanuts, it was $96,000, but 8 Bitcoins now, 8 times 13,800 is $110,000. I posted this at 9:33 in the morning. It's about 11 hours later, and this guy's about $20,000 richer. That's how it works in VIP, ladies and gentlemen. If you are ready to get into VIP and see what it's all about, see how members are joining and then within a matter of days, weeks, months are pulling the biggest gains they've ever seen in their lives. It's all about osmosis. It's all about surrounding yourself with other people who are in tune with that mindset. And once you're in that kind of space, you are going to be ripping insane trades. Hopefully, as long as you do take on those learning roles and various different things like that. Hit up the first link in the description down below. Click on the add 4flies at the bottom of any post in 4flies gold, and then click on send message to ask me how to join VIP. You get access to all of the trades I've been entering. You've seen the profits, 180, 70%, 120%, just ripping triple digit gains left, right, and center like it's nobody's business. It's been very, very fun. Now let's continue to break down what's been happening. So once we broke out of this bull flag, 12,000 didn't really give us much grief. We did get a nice little retest of old, it's not really even resistance really, but we did get a retest showing us that it is support. I'm going to sneeze, although now it's not coming. That's annoying. And then we did break right up to $12,000. Once again, we had a beautiful little bull flag where the trend just kind of paused a little bit. It looks more like a bull flag, perhaps on the 15-minute chart here. You can see, just like I told you before with these wicks and various different things like that, we did end up testing the low, and then that meant we were ready to test the high once more. The volume is very healthy, guys. The volume has been really, really nice. And as you guys know, when the volume is bearish, I'm not paying attention to it because we're in an uptrend. But when the volume is bullish, I am paying attention to it because we're in an uptrend, and so it's still showing us signs of health. Now if we zoom out a little bit further though, where does this resistance lie? Really, we've broken $12,000. It should be clear skies up until 20,000 now, unless something weird happens, and something weird very much can happen because we're in a parabolic trend, and analysis doesn't really work at this point. Now it's just a case of determining what levels might be next and various different things like that. And then if you are trading, God forbid, hopefully you're not taking a short position on, because we're in an uptrend. I've said it God knows how many times now in my recent videos that I'm definitely not playing around with shorts at the moment, simply because the trend is bullish, and there are more ways that you can get chopped up in a case like this than, if you are actually going long. And you can see that because it's been a parabolic uptrend. No offense to anyone who has done this kind of stuff. I very much understand. In fact, there are points here where I would have taken on short positions, but I did have to just hold my fingers back away from that guillotine because I've been burnt way too many times, and I've already learned those lessons through hundreds of mistakes and a shitload of money that went down the drain straight into Arthur Hayes' pockets. All right, where are we looking at? Now, this is the only price history we have ever had for Bitcoin above our current price levels. And so it's actually very vague, but we are trading around an area of resistance right now. You can actually see that with the VPVR where it starts to bulge out a little bit just here. So I can actually draw a bit of a box for you and show you where this bulging out kind of happens. Once we're able to break above this red box, if we're able to break above this red box, I really don't see why we can't hit 20,000. We do have a little bit of resistance around, around $17,000, but look, if we're able to beat out $12,000, if we're able to beat out $6,000, most importantly, I don't see why these levels can give us any grief. And so from that perspective alone, we are set to break the all-time high. We're set to hit the all-time high. We're set to break the all-time high. Of course, if we're going to hit the all-time high, we're most likely going to break it. And once we break it, we've never traded above 20,000. We've never traded above $19,500. And so if we're able to break it, we're probably going to break it. It's clear skies. What's the next target? Whew. You know, this is where we start to bring in the crazy pieces of technical analysis, you know, looking at where trend resistance lines and various things like that may be. It's actually very hard to say, really. All it is a case of, I would say, perhaps even placing momentum longs above this level, say at $21,000, because we're just ripping $1,000 levels like it's nothing now, placing a momentum long at something like 21,000 and just letting it run until the next all-time high. Well, it will be an all-time high until the next, you know, 40% dip or something like that, and it's time to long the Fibonacci retracements. That's literally where we're at right now. And so this is kind of where the resistance lies. I think the end of it will be around the $15,000 range, and it makes sense because that is where we've had a little bit of prior trading action back in 2017, 2018, but it is also a psychological resistance area, and so I think once this is cleared, it really shouldn't be too difficult to be able to rise much higher. Let's actually take a look at some of the other indicators. In this case, really just to demonstrate to you that most pieces of TA won't work right now, and so I don't think it's worth sitting at the computer all the time. I mean, I'm never doing this to begin with. It's absolutely ridiculous, you know, to sit at the computer 24/7. The only thing you're going to do is end up overanalyzing. The 1 hour EMA ribbon is too far away from us. The 2 hour EMA ribbon is too far away. Obviously, the 4 hour EMA ribbon we haven't even touched since, well, about a week ago, so that's not too bad, but we haven't really found too much help there. The daily EMA ribbon, yeah, again, it just, these things can't be helpful for us right now because we've gone way too far up. Again, it would make sense that we have a drop from here, but really, I mean, the fact that we've broken $12,000, yeah, we can get some dips just like kind of on the way up in 2017. You guys have got to bear in mind, these were all-time highs, all right? So if I replay the chart a little bit like this, yeah, when we hit $4,000, $5,000 for the first time, we did end up taking a bit of a dip. There was a bit of a profit-taking session going on there. You know, when we hit 4,400, there was a bit of a dip. We tested a low, then we were ready to test the high again. It makes sense, and so we absolutely can have something like that repeating once again. But you know what, guys? The most bullish thing about this entire trend, the absolute most bullish thing about this entire trend, is now we've broken all of the resistance areas, but we only have support levels below us now. Okay, where is my drawing tool? That's gone missing. Okay, there it is. We only have support levels at $12,000. We have a support level at $10,000. We have a support level at 8,800. We have a support level at 8,300. That was 7,400. No matter where we go, we only have support levels below us. And so the fact that we've come up this high tells me that there are some theories going around YouTube right now, and I've even given them a little bit of thought, you know, that we could be setting new lows. And this is just, you know what, right, we're in a parabolic trend, and in terms of the parabolic trend, it's been very healthy, but in terms of overall market structure, it's been very unhealthy. I get it, but this does not mean after we've risen this high that we can set new lows. This doesn't make sense. Guys, if anything, when we hit these support levels, we're going to be bought back up by people that were sitting on the sidelines, people that are messaging me, hey, Sammy, listen, I wanted to join VIP, but I haven't bought Bitcoin yet. When do you think I can buy Bitcoin? My normal response, in fact, it's my assistant rather, is that I can't give you financial advice because I literally cannot give you financial advice. And they end up waiting and waiting and waiting, and we're booking triple-digit gains, and they're just sitting on the sidelines. Those same average traders are going to be waiting to come back in, and so every dip is going to get bought back up. By the way, if you're asking me when it's a good time to join VIP, the best answer is many months ago, and then obviously the second best time is right now, where we are still pulling these insane gains, where you're still getting our exclusive TA pieces and access to the information of all of the trades we are entering, myself and my team. It is absolutely hot in the VIP channel now. Things get warm in the crypto market, and VIP is absolutely on fire. That's what we're all about. Once again, the way to join is by hitting up the first link in the description down below. clicking on the @4flies, and then clicking on send message. I don't think we can set new lows now. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. And I told you I thought it was absolutely ridiculous when we were already down here. And so absolutely nothing has changed in this case. You know, another really, really important thing is that we heard of a lot of institutional players entering the space and playing around the space when we were in the $3,000 range. And that has not gone down in frequency as we've risen in price. Guys, the most important thing to bear in mind, and it's exactly what I've been saying around the $3,000 range, and I haven't repeated it since then, so I'm going to say it again today. The most important thing to bear in mind with regards to Bitcoin is that Bitcoin is not dying. You and I both understand that. I knew it when Bitcoin was down by 84%, and I know it when Bitcoin is down by, 40% or whatever it is now. I know that Bitcoin is not going to die, at least not in the next, 10 years or something like that, or 5 years, or God, bottom line, it's not going to die for the next 1 year or 2 years. And if it's not going to die, and all of this interest is in here from banks, from central banks, from JP Morgan's not a central bank, but from JP Morgan, Facebook, from all of these investing companies, basically every hedge fund now is, if not in crypto, thinking about it, at least considering it. Guys, if we've got all of these interesting things going on and we know that Bitcoin's not going to die, it just doesn't make sense that it can set new lows. It just doesn't make sense. And so in that case, all it means is in a worst case scenario, we're going to be retesting old resistance levels, turning into support, and it is going to give us a beautiful set up to rise much higher. Now, I would really like to see a pullback. I would really, really like to see a pullback. But as you know, parabolas get more intense as they go on. And so it's very hard to say when it can happen, if it can happen. We can only really tell in hindsight. Very, very difficult to say. And so unfortunately, I can't give you more information than that. But those are my thoughts on the market. Once again, shout out to this amazing VIP member who pulled a 600. It's absolutely insane. And you can do the math, by the way. You can, I already showed you that I entered my long position at 9,400. Where did I close it? Maybe 10,200. I forgot. It was something obscene. We've been pulling so many crazy profits. I just can't even remember the numbers anymore. But I entered at 9,500. This person entered a little bit earlier. I think he said this here. Figured the crazy times were in, so he took it a bit ahead of time. You can run the numbers. 9,500 up to about 12,700. Calculate the percentage gain, and his leverage was 25x. I was telling VIP members I'm trading on 25x. As you know, I am demonstrating to VIP members exactly how in real time I am using high leverage numbers safely to pull really nice gains with big wins and controlled losses. That is what it is all about. It's still 50% off because Bitcoin has been